Welcome to City on a Hill Kids Church Online.
I'm Lola.
And I'm Jimmy.
And today we're going to be talking about the Magi's announcement.
But that will be after a time of worship.
Last week we talked about the birth of Jesus Christ, how the shepherds, while they were watching their flock by night, suddenly saw an angel come and, announce to them that Jesus Christ was born. That angel was joined by other angels and they glorified God in the heavens. Now, there were another set of people who somehow got the announcement of Jesus' birth. But it was done a bit differently. It was done by the presence of a light in the sky. This light was a star, a new star, and it appeared in the east. These set of people were Magi from the east. Very important people. They decided to follow the star and then landed in Jerusalem. Everybody in Jerusalem. The king, who was King Herod at the time, all the leaders and the people, they were worried when they saw them. That's because they recognized who they were. In those times, when Magi get to a certain place, they were respected in everything that they were said and also believed. It was a big thing. And these people were dressed spectacularly, seated on horses and camels. And these horses and camels were also laden with lots of luggage, and there were loads of people. So you can imagine what the atmosphere was in Jerusalem. It must have been like a carnival. Anyway, they got to Herod and they asked Herod, "Where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east, and we have come to worship him." This worried King Herod and the leaders. Imagine that. Herod, he's the king, and someone's coming to ask for another king. Anyway, Herod got all the important religious leaders together and asked them to go and search the records, search the Bible to find out where this king was to be born. And that's exactly what they did. They found it in Micah chapter 5 verse 2. They found that Jesus, the King of the Jews, Christ, was to be born in Bethlehem. So, secretly, Herod asked the Magi when this star appeared, because he wanted to find out around what time Jesus was born. They told him, and he said, okay, when you go and you find him, come back and tell me, so that I also can go and worship him. Now, Herod was a mean king. But do you think that he would really want to go and worship Jesus? Anyway, off the Magi went. And guess what? The star appeared again. And they were so happy. They followed the star. And the star settled over a house. And in that house, the Magi found Mary and Jesus. And they gave him the gifts that they had: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And then they worshipped him. When it was time to leave, they went home a different way, because they were warned in a dream not to go back the way of Herod. And that's what they did. You can find out more about this in Matthew chapter 2. But for today, that's the end of the story.
Hello! Good to see you. So, the wise men, the Magi, they followed the star to find the baby Jesus. And I have been having some fun learning how to make origami stars. And like lots of origami, it feels really complicated the first time you do it, and then you get the hang of it, and it's nice and simple. So I'm going to show you how. You need to start with a square piece of paper. I've made this bit by folding the corner of A4 over and cutting off the extra, and that will make a star this size. But wrapping paper often has little squares on the back that you can use to cut a precise square. So this one was made from some gold wrapping paper. And once you've got the hang of it, they're not difficult. So you could make them all sizes. So you can take your square. It doesn't matter if it's scrappy on one side. And the first thing to do is fold it over lengthwise, like this. Then we're going to take one corner and fold it down like that, and then we're going to take the other corner and fold it up, so we end up with a rectangle with a sort of cross shape like this. And the center of that cross, what we're going to do is take not the open edge, but the folded edge. We're going to take the folded edge and join it, or fold it, so that this point meets that central point. So here we go. Okay, so now you've got a shape like this. The next thing we're going to do is take this point and fold it over so it matches this edge. So you've got a sort of ice cream cone shape with this extra part. Now we're going to take this corner and fold it up so that this bottom edge is now flat against this edge of our ice cream cone shape. So we're folding it up like this. Okay, so we took that corner and folded it like that. And then we're going to take this whole section and fold it round behind our ice cream cone. It should just fit nicely. So we'll fold that over. And we're left with this kind of, well, I think it is just like a fancy ice cream. You've got the cone and then all of these bits sticking out of the top. But what we're going to do is we're going to cut off along this straight line along the top of the cone. And what we're doing here is we are making a pentagon shape, a 5-sided regular shape, which is what we're going to need to make our 5-pointed star. So, having cut that bit off, when we open it up, we should find that we've got a pentagon. There we are. Now, there are all these folds along it, and they're going in different directions. And you're going to need them to be able to go in either direction. So just go around each fold and just fold it back the other way from the way that it kind of wants to fold. And when you fold it, it's not going to make a symmetrical shape. Look, we've got a funny shape with a flat bottom and a pointy top. Okay, so just fold along that one as well. Good. Now, if you turn it around so that the scrap side is towards you, and along each flat side of the pentagon, you'll see that there's a line, a fold that comes to the middle. So what you want to do is take one of those folds and we're going to bend it up like this. So it makes a sort of dish with a triangle sticking up in the middle, like that. And then, this is the trickiest part, we're going to take the corner of this triangle, or the top of this triangle, and we're going to fold it down so that it comes halfway along the middle of that triangle's base. So can you see we've got a triangle here, and I'm folding the point down like that. And then we'll open it up again, and it means that we've got a triangle like this along that flat side of our pentagon. Now we have to do that on every section. So first of all, we find the midpoint of the flat side, we fold it up so that we've got our kind of triangle sticking up in our dish, and then we take the top point of that triangle and fold it down so it meets the middle of the base of the triangle, unfold it, and we've got that triangle shape coming down in the middle of our side. So take the flat side, fold the triangle up into the middle of it, oops, fold the central point down and unfold, and do this one, I think this is number 4, and, oh no, I've done them all. Next, we're going to take our scissors and we're just going to cut along the line that we've made that's in the center. It's in the center of each side. We've made this new little triangle like this, and we're cutting up the line up the middle of it. And you can kind of see our star starting to take shape, because then all we have to do is fold back the 2 sides next to each cut. And look at that. Perfect star is appearing without us having had to do any measuring or using a compass or anything like that. So there we have it, a star. Now, it can sit flat like that, but actually you can bend the sides, just manipulate them a bit, and it can become quite 3-dimensional, and it can really be as 3-dimensional or as flat as you like. Now, once you've got the hang of it, as I've said, you can make several. And what you could do is get some glue and glue the 2 scrap sides together so that you've got one large 3-dimensional star. Or you could make lots of small ones and maybe one big one. But the point is to remember that, wow, the Magi saw a new star appear in the sky, and they knew that that was to celebrate and mark the birth of the new King Jesus. So, I hope you enjoy doing some origami this holidays. I hope you enjoy hearing the Christmas story, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. And I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.
The Bible tells us of 2 announcements of the birth of Jesus Christ.
That's right. You'll say one and I'll say one.
Okay, on the day he was born, an angel announced his birth to shepherds in fields, watching their flock. They went to see him as he lay in a manger, wrapped in swaddling cloth.
That's right. They announced the news to anyone who cared to listen. Ordinary people heard.
Which one are you going to say?
I'm talking about the one in today's story. Kingly and priestly people heard from the Magi who saw the star in the east. They travelled from far and eventually found him, gave him gifts, and worshipped him.
So everybody got to hear of his birth. Ordinary people, famous people, and rich people.
Yep, and we're talking about it today too. That's it for this week.
Till next time.
Bye!